So hello everyone, welcome back to Cue the Girl and the Occasional Commentary. So this is going to be a follow-up on my previous video about the natural hair comeback and why Black women are embracing their roots again. Now, some of you had a few things that you wanted me to touch on, and I hope that this video addresses those questions. Now, if you haven't seen that video, I'm going to leave a card up above and the video at the end, so please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. So in recent years, the natural hair movement has gained significant momentum, with many Black women now embracing their natural hair textures in all their glory. Now, this movement has been a celebration of Black identity, cultural pride, and the rejection of Eurocentric beauty standards. However, as the popularity of wigs and hair extensions that mimic natural hair textures grows, a new question now arises. Can wearing these wigs and extensions still be considered part of the natural hair community and lifestyle? So on this topic, I am going to touch on the different perspectives within the community, examining the role of wigs and hair extensions in their natural hair journey, and discussing whether they align with the principles and the values of the natural hair movement. So whether you are a longtime naturalista or someone just considering transitioning or simply curious about this discussion, I think this video will provide some insights that may challenge your views or at least reinforce your beliefs. So the question of whether wearing wigs and hair extensions that mimic natural hair and Black hair textures can still be considered part of the natural hair community and lifestyle is nuanced, and opinions on the matter vary within the community. Well, there are those that say, yes, it can be considered part of the natural hair community, versatility and protection being one of those things. Now, many in the natural hair community embrace wigs and extensions as protective styles. Now, these styles allow individuals to protect their natural hair from environmental damage and manipulation while still showcasing the beauty of natural hair textures. Now, this approach aligns with the natural hair movement's emphasis on health and versatility. So let's talk about expression of identity. Well, wearing wigs and extensions that mimic natural hair textures can be a form of expressing one's cultural identity and pride in Black hair. But for some, these styles are an extension of their natural hair journey, allowing them to experiment with different looks while maintaining a connection to their natural hair texture. Now let's talk about inclusivity. Now, the natural hair community has grown to be more inclusive of various ways that individuals choose to wear their hair, whether it's wearing your natural curls or sporting a wig that mimics those curls. The focus is on celebrating and embracing the beauty of Black hair in all its forms. Now, on the other hand, there are those that say, hold on there, hold on. It may not be considered part of the natural hair community, and this is one of the reasons why: authenticity. Some argue that the essence of the natural hair movement is about embracing one's own natural hair, free from extensions, wigs, and other hair additions. So for some, wearing wigs or extensions, even those that look natural, may not fully align with this journey because it involves altering or covering one's hair. There's also a concern that the popularity of natural hair wigs and extensions might commercialize or commodify the natural hair movement in a way that detracts from its original purpose, which was to encourage women to embrace their true natural hair without feeling pressure to conform to any other particular standard. So we're going to talk about the essence of the natural hair movement. So to understand whether wigs and extensions fit into the natural hair community, we first need to define what the movement represents. Well, the natural hair movement began as a response to the pressure many Black women felt to conform to those Eurocentric beauty standards in the 60s and the 70s, often at the expense of their hair's health. This is about embracing the natural hair texture of one's hair, whether it's kinky, coily, curly, or wavy, and again, rejecting the notion that straight hair is the only acceptable form of beauty, because it's not. Now, this movement isn't just about hair. It's about self-acceptance, cultural pride, and defying societal norms. It's also about reclaiming autonomy over one's appearance and rejecting harmful practices that damage hair in the pursuit of assimilation. What is the role of wigs and extensions in the natural hair journey? Well, for many, wigs and hair extensions have played a role in the journey of natural hair. Now, these hair pieces can serve as protective styles, allowing the natural hair to grow and to flourish without the stress of daily manipulation. And again, they offer versatility, allowing women to experiment with different looks without altering their natural hair. Now, for some, wigs and extensions are a means of expressing their creativity and individuality, while for others, they are a practical solution to hair loss or hair thinning. Wigs and extensions that mimic natural hair textures such as afro, kinky, curls, coils, or blowout looks are particularly popular because they allow women to maintain a look that aligns with their natural hair aesthetic while offering the convenience and the protection of a wig or extensions. And another question arises, can wigs and extensions be considered part of the natural hair lifestyle? Here we go. So the question is complex and often elicits strong opinions within the community. On one hand, some argue that wearing wigs and extensions is not in line with the natural hair lifestyle because it involves covering or altering one's natural hair. They believe that the essence of being natural is about proudly wearing your hair as it grows out of your scalp without the addition of synthetic or human hair. And now, on the other hand, many within the natural hair community believe that the use of wigs and extensions can still be considered part of the natural hair lifestyle, especially when these hair pieces mimic natural hair textures. Well, they still argue that the natural hair movement is not just about hair itself, but about the freedom to choose how one wears their own hair. And for some, this includes the option to switch between hair and natural hair, their wigs and extensions that complement their natural hair texture. Now, what is the role, the intent, and the purpose? Well, let's talk about that. Now, one of the key factors in this debate is the intent and the purpose behind wearing wigs or extensions. If a woman wears a wig or an extension that mimics natural hair to protect her hair to avoid heat damage or to give her natural hair a break from styling, some argue that this can be considered part of the natural hair lifestyle. The focus here is on hair health and preservation, which are at the core of the natural hair movement. However, if the use of wigs and extensions is driven by a desire to conceal or alter one's natural texture, can it be deemed unacceptable or unmanageable? Well, this may seem to be as contrary to the natural hair movement's principles of self-acceptance and embracing one's true self. Can wearing wigs and hair extensions that mimic natural hair texture still be considered part of the natural hair community and lifestyle? The answer really isn't black or white. It depends on the individual's intent, the way they use the hair pieces, and their personal connection to the values of the natural hair movement. Ultimately, wearing wigs and extensions that mimic natural hair textures is considered part of the natural hair community and lifestyle depends on the individual perspectives and the value that one places on different aspects of the natural hair journey. So some view it as an extension of natural hair expression, while others see it as outside the scope of what the natural hair movement represents. So in this video, we have explored both sides of the debate, recognizing that the natural hair journey is deeply personal and can be looked at different for everyone. Now, whether you choose to wear your hair in its natural state, experiment with wigs and extensions, or do a combination of both, what's most important is that you make choices that reflect your values, your identity, and your unique beauty. So let me know what your thoughts are down in the comments. Do you think wigs and extensions can be part of the natural hair lifestyle? How do you incorporate them into your hair journey? if at all. Let's keep these notifications on, and I am going to see you in the next one. Bye-bye.
Someone must have broken my heart, like really torn it apart in another life, in another life. Someone must have really picked me up, like caused my heart to stop in another life, in another life. Otherwise, I don't know why I keep coming back to this, keep fighting all of it. Don't trust that there's love to get. I don't know why, I just can't believe in it. Like somehow I can't commit. Guess I have to admit. Yeah, I got an issue with love. Yeah, I got an issue with trust. Really better open